Hey guys, welcome back to another episode of the His and Hers the Truth podcast. My
Yes.
name is Tuan. This is my beautiful wife.
Sim, great seeing everyone again, and thank you for your love, and support.
All right, honey. Trying to talk into the mic a little
Yes.
bit, but yes, hey guys.
Thank you for your love
Yeah.
and support.
Thank you for all the recent subscription, guys. Notice the uptick in it. And of course, guys, please subscribe, right? We're trying to hit 1,500 subscribers by the end of this year. So do us a huge solid. You know, we're almost there. I think we're at 1,380, right around
Yep,
1,400,
we're getting
guys.
there,
So
very close.
100 more subscribers. As you guys know as well, too, you know, we're always constantly getting shadow banned. So quit shadow watching out there.
No shadow watching.
Yep. And of course, guys, smash the like button. Turn on your notification bell.
Yep.
I mean, it does work from time to time, notifying you of our new content. But
Yep.
to remind you guys, we're obviously posting content every Tuesdays and Thursdays at 6 p.m. Pacific time.
Yep.
So just watch out for those videos. And of course, every Sunday, usually it's the first Sunday of every month,
Yep.
we're reacting to your guys' comments. So guys, look out for November. I think it's going to be the 4th or something like that. The
Yeah.
very first week of November, we're going to be shooting our comments live for you guys. So have the questions and comments ready.
Yes.
Okay. And then guys, I hope you guys appreciate the last live that we had with our brother Ty Fam, but we're planning to do more lives like that because like I guys said, this year and moving forward, I really want to help my Asian brothers how to become more high value, right? Whether that's your fitness, your finance, and your fame, to help you pursue the truth,
Yes.
right? So get your values up, guys. Open up, obviously, your eyes, and of course, open up your options for this dating market that we're currently having to navigate. And guys, today's video we're reacting to is from another Asian brother. I think he's based out of Australia. It's at jamiezhu. So guys, go check out his channel. Go subscribe to him. Go help out, obviously, another Asian brother in the Asian community. And of course, we have reacted to one of his videos before, honey, where he was like trying to help this kind of like this dorky Asian brother get more dates,
Yep.
and specifically dating like Australian white women. So I'm curious on what this video is going to be
about.
because the title of the video is "Would You Date an Asian Guy?" So guys, watch the video, and then of course, hopefully, you comment and and have some questions. All right, let's begin.
Would you date an Asian guy?
Yeah.
Well, you,
Yeah, I like you.
and what's your background?
Romanian, Australian.
Have you dated an Asian man in the past?
I haven't. Are you asking me out?
Would you date an Asian guy?
No.
And why is that?
Oh, okay. So before we get to this girl, because so far we've had a bunch of yeses, right? And like I said, it looks like it's in Australia. One of the girls, she specifically said that she's Romanian and Australian.
yeah.
So, you know, this is just to obviously take into account for what it is. It's still a westernized society, right? Australia, as far as I know, is a modern Western. So it should be very similar to the U.S., U.K., Canada,
Very similar
right?
to us.
And so a lot of them said yes. What are your thoughts about that, honey? Because I have kind of my guesses.
Well, they said yes, but then the outcome of statistics doesn't show it as much out there in
Thank
the real
you.
world.
Thank
Like
you.
you say yes on the camera, but it's not really showing it statistic wise, and we don't see it as often here in the Western world either. You see the reverse. So
Okay, so that was one good piece of learning lesson my wife just spit, right? That was, guys, right? It's not even a question. It's a fact, right? It's Asian men are the least desired on dating apps, just like how black women are the least desired. We're just stating facts here. Hate or no hate, right?
Yep.
But another good learning lesson that I wanted to bring up as well, besides that stat that you
Yeah.
brought up, is that the reason why, this is obviously my guess, but I think it's a pretty damn good educated guess,
Yeah.
is that it's because of who's asking the question.
yeah,
So my brother jamiezhu, I mean, obviously he looks Asian. Look at him. He looks mixed or he looks
mixed,
Asian, right?
and
But he has the features that women desire,
Yeah.
regardless of their ethnicity, right? And that's the other lesson that I want to talk about. You want to speak on that real quick, honey, before I talk
the way
about
he
that?
looks and everything, he's not full Asian. He's like mixed, right? So think about that. Like he looks mixed, and then the last girl goes, "Well, are you asking me out?" Like she's all happy. Like I would go out with you, but if you think about if you're a typical nerdy looking guy who doesn't seem like he's fit or he's tall, he's short, scrubby, don't look right, you think these girls would, most of them reply yes? Okay, no, they won't. So what I'm trying to say is because of his height, his and all that stuff, and the way he looks and carry himself. That's why he's getting a lot of yes. But I think if
Correct.
it's reversed the other way, they probably wouldn't say
But
yes.
that is a good learning lesson for all my
Mhm.
Asian brothers. So obviously, guys, take the height out of the equation, right?
Yeah.
For all my short kings out there, right?
Mhm.
I hate to say it, right? But on statistically, we're on average shorter than other
Mhm.
ethnicities. But take the height out of it, right? He's well put together.
Mhm.
You can see that, he's not scraggly. His
Yeah,
hair is done. Even his facial hair is done.
That's what I said.
I'm honestly kind of jealous because my brother Jamie can actually grow facial hair. I can't grow facial hair at all. My wife
Remember,
could,
honey, he looks white. He's like half
maybe
mixed.
he's mixed, but I know some Asian brothers out there can grow facial hair.
Yeah.
Hey, guys, that's kind of unfortunately right now in this dating market, just to give you guys some game, if you guys didn't already know, one of the ways to look more masculine in our current dating market or just current culture is to grow a beard. So for all my Asian kings out there that can actually grow a beard, unlike me, right? Go grow a beard and obviously keep it trimmed well, keep it manicured well, right? And then obviously you can see his skin, right? Everything else, the way he's dressed.
Yeah.
And then, of course, the fact that he's going out and approaching women and talking to them. And of course, he is confident. Body language goes a long way, right?
Yeah.
He's not scrawny, like kind of like slouching. He's standing tall. He's talking to them in a
Yeah.
very masculine voice, right? He's not talking with them like, so
Shy.
today, girls, would you guys date an
Yeah.
Asian guy, right? Like, guys, we need to be more masculine, and that's what women find attractive.
Yep.
Okay. And last thing I'll say before we get to the end of the video, honey, guys, is look the part. Right? If you have the height going for you, if you have the muscularity going for you, if you have the facial hair and dress the part, right? I know a lot of guys, they have like a look and then they go and dress totally something else
yeah.
different, right? You guys have to have like a game plan
A
as far as your
package.
overall package look. And what I mean by that is like you can't be like this hyper masculine, muscular, scruffy beard, right? Kind of alpha, kind of like Giga Chad looking dude, and then dress geeky.
Yeah.
And then try to play like the innocent, geeky, shy guy.
It
like,
doesn't work out.
like women just like they feel like you're tricking them when
It's
you
sort of
do
like
that.
a masculine guy that carries a little chihuahua.
Yeah.
Or is a little short. I mean, it doesn't make you look masculine. Like you're carrying a little baby chihuahua looking, and you're like this big, and you look like no.
Yeah.
You need to be like having a bulldog or something.
Yeah,
you
if
know?
you're-
It has to match you in a way.
Correct.
You know?
Yeah, if you're gonna play like the artistic, the
Yeah.
tortured soul artist guy,
Yeah.
then grow your hair long, right?
Yeah.
Look like you're like always have a 5 o'clock shadow. Look like you're kind of always kind of like I hate to say it, but kind of like almost like dirty all the time, right?
Yeah.
Kind of like I can think of guys like Johnny Depp, right? That has
Yeah.
that kind of that look where he like almost always looks dirty, almost always looks like depressed, right?
Yeah.
But obviously he's not. He's just playing his role as far as what women find attractive, right? So same thing with you. If you're playing like kind of this alpha, Giga Chad, like athletic type of dude, right?
Yeah.
Or at least someone that can protect, right? Like I know how to fight. Like that's the persona that you're trying to
Yeah.
to show, present yourself.
Yeah.
Then present that, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Anyways, let's continue.
I'm more attracted to people who are taller. Asian people aren't tall.
Why do you think we don't see more white women dating Asian men?
Okay, so before we get into my old Asian brother here,
Wow,
we'll
really
get
old.
into what he says here in a second. But what do you think about that last girl? What she said about why she doesn't date Asian
Because
guys?
they weren't as tall. you
Yeah.
know? And
Yeah.
like you said, height is one of the things with our Asian brothers. But you know what? Just because you don't have the height, but you can work on other stuff. You know, your the looks, your working out, your physique, your the way you dress, hygienic, all that stuff. Those you can still control.
Yeah.
You know.
This is the one thing we got to discuss as height as Asian men. Hey guys, I think we should all have a community meeting, right? An Asian brother meeting somewhere. I'm waiting to do this. I think one of the things my goal for 2024 is a bunch of high value Asian men together to have kind of like, I don't know, a commission, a meeting or whatever. Anyways, guys, that's kind of one of my life goals is to try to create this community around getting Asian men to be better. And one of the things we just have to discuss about, guys, and just kind of get out of the way, but also give good advice and solid, like obviously options for our short kings is, guys, we cannot change our height. But what you need to do is you have to understand that it's an overall package,
Yeah.
right? So as if you don't have the height, you have to understand that you have to compensate in other ways.
Yep.
Whether that's your best look, best hairstyle, best style in general, right? Just kind of get like an image consultant, get your clothes on point, hair, clothes, smell, everything, right?
Smell good, hygienic, all that stuff.
Physicality, of course, right? Physicality, you better be in shape, you better be ripped, you better be muscular. The better in shape you are, it's going to offset that height, right? It is, especially if you can show it off. Right? Like if you live, like at the beach and you are able to go to the beach, trust me, if you're in shape and a girl sees you in shape,
they'll still come.
She'll still want to talk to you. You'll get that option at least, is what I'm trying to say. She's not going to disqualify you off the rip because you're short, right? Yeah. Whereas if you're lacking all these other things and you're short, right? It's already going to be another reason for her.
That's what
now,
you're gonna get.
Let me get some dating because, hey, guys, I hope my brothers that are navigating the dating market right now, especially on online apps, please comment and share or react to this video.
Yeah.
What are your guys' advice that you guys can do for our short kings out there when it comes to dating apps? And I'm going to say one right now.
Come on,
okay?
Come on, you guys
but
are successful.
I want to see what all my Asian brothers out there who's had to deal with this on dating apps, what you guys do. Because as we know, right, Asian men are one of the least desired, is the least desired ethnicity on dating apps. And I think a huge part of it is because you don't even get matches because we're automatically disqualified because of our height. A lot of these apps have filters, and I guarantee you one of the filters that a lot of women use is 6 feet, right? 6 feet tall. Right, so for all my Asian kings, I'm not saying that you go out of your way and lie, but I'm saying if you're like 5'10" like me, or if you're like 5'11", just say you're 6 feet on these apps. Just say you're 6 feet, because I'll tell you this right now, with my height, and then if I'm wearing shoes, right, which is gonna add like another inch or two to your freaking height, and of course, if you stand tall and confidently, you're going to appear 6 feet tall, because a lot of people slouch. And you'll see a lot of dudes who are 6 feet tall or taller slouch. And they'll literally be the same height as me because I'm stand tall. And of course, you're wearing shoes, right? And 5'10" to 6 inches. And when you're slouching versus not slouching, you're pretty much the same. Yeah. Right? So guys, a lot of women really, I hate to say it, but we joke about it, but they're not going to recognize that 2-inch difference, okay? This is what I'm trying to get at, all right? I know it's a joke. It's a running joke in the Asian community, right? But they're not going to notice that 2-inch difference, okay? At least when it comes to the height, okay? And, when it comes to the other things, we'll talk about that another time, right? But, guys, height-wise, my Asian kings, right? Freaking just stand tall. If you're 5'10", 5'11", just say that you're 6 feet tall. So that way you at least can get the matches. And then when you show up to your date, right, if they match up with you, wear shoes, of course, and then stand tall and look confident. Now, to all my Asian brothers, unfortunately, that are below 5'10", let's say you're 5'8" or 5'6", like the average Asian man, don't lie about it, right? Because the last thing you want to do is you don't want to show up to a date and she can automatically tell that you're not close to 6 feet tall, right? But what you need to do is have a good profile, right? And
Great
I think,
pictures.
Any Asian brother out there that's good with the online profiles, whether that's Instagram or the dating apps, hey, come into the show. We'd love to hear from you. We'd love to hear your advice. Maybe have an interview with you or have a live, whatever. But I think what you need to do is have really good photos, lifestyle photos, like my brother Ty Pham talked about, right? Remember, he went to a photographer, a professional photographer to take these photos, and it really changed the way he looked on these apps. And that gave him more matches. Okay, so I would say, those are the two advice I would say to do. Okay.
I'll tell you why. It depends on Asian men to stand up and ask for it.
Do you think Asian men aren't approaching them enough or getting the confidence to do so?
They should be more daring. No venture, no gain.
Would you date an Asian guy?
Okay, so what do you think about
there you go.
Asian grandpa with Riz there? What do you think about? And I think his sign said, I think he said. Anyways, it's a very derogatory term, right? CVNT is. But anyways, what do you think about his advice there, honey? That you got to just shoot your shot. In essence, he was saying shoot your shot.
Yeah. If you don't go if you don't go move forward, you're going to be in one place. So if you have the courage and the bravery to go ask, then that's what they like. Girls like to see that. If you're going to be shy and timid and all that stuff, it's not very attractive. Okay. It's not very attractive just coming from a female point of view.
My only issue with the advice of, and this is specifically targeted towards Asian men, myself included, and my Asian brothers. The problem with the advice of shooting your shot, while I 100% agree with it, it requires a prerequisite, right? Do you go to an interview when you're dressed in sweatpants?
Yeah.
Would you go to an interview if you didn't study that whatever industry that you're trying to get into, right? Like if you're trying to get like a job as a lawyer and you never went to law school and you don't know anything about law or anything like that, would you go apply for that job, right? Or if you were going to go work at a freaking, IT job and you never had computer training at all in your life, would you go apply for that job? Well, same thing with approaching women or the dating game. What do you think your chances are if you didn't get your fitness in point or your finance in point? Or of course, like my wife says all the time, like your hair, your styling, your smell, brushing your teeth. If you don't have all your values on point, shooting your shot is not going to get you anything. You're not going to hit your target, right? For me to use the analogy, right? Because you're going to shoot your shot as a low value man, and they're going to be like, okay, it's great that you had confidence, but this is where it appears cocky. This is where it appears cringe because like, you're a freaking loser. Why are you trying to hit on me, right? Whereas if you have the values, right, two things will happen. We talk about it all the time, right? We talk about how competence leads to accomplishments, which leads to confidence, right? So until you can have the confidence to shoot your shot, you have to go through the process of getting these values, right? So I would say, yes, Asian grandpa is great. That's a great advice, but that is to me the last step that you need, right? You got to gain that confidence to shoot your shot by building yourself to the man that's capable of shooting the shot, right? Like if you're going to go run a marathon, you're not going to go train. You have to train before you can go attempt the marathon, right? So same thing. And this is how women think, guys. Women want the top thing. We talk about hypergamy in general, right? Women want the top man. So unless you qualify with your values as being one of those top men,
then you won't.
Right? You can't expect them, just like we don't shame them to say, well, why don't you date a bum or why don't you date a 5'2" guy, right? Like they have standards, unfortunately, based upon biology, based upon the truth.
Or just like men have standards,
Just
and
like
we don't diss
correct,
them,
right? So my point is, if you have to meet those standards. What I'm trying to say, before you shoot your shot, go and meet those standards and have a higher value, and of course your outcomes will be better, right? Now, you want to add anything to that before I say my last thing?
That's good. I agree.
Okay. The only last thing I will say is, as guys, I all know guys, in terms of our I've talked about this on our channel before, right? But our sex scale, right? Like, would you sleep with someone depending on what their looks are? If they're a 3 or a 4, 1 to 10 beauty scale, right? I get it. Men's values our standards are pretty low, right? Like we want to have just a sexual experience with a girl, right? Dating or just smashing is totally different, right? So my point is, if you're a low value guy right now and you still want to like at least kind of like get some experience shooting your shot, then shoot your shot with lower hanging fruit, right? Don't go shoot your shot with a baddie when yes, someone will comment on this and be like, well, Tuan, I've shot my shot with a baddie before and I'm only 5'2" and I'm not the best in shape. And because I came up confidently, she was able to like, talk to me and I was actually able to like get her to, get her number, whatever. Guys, exceptions don't make the rule, right? Those baddies are most likely not going to like talk to you if you don't have your values high. So attack the low-hanging fruit. I hate to say it that way, right? But go approach lower value women who you still find attractive to at least to like build some game, right? It's like if you're a hunter, you don't go attack the freaking like the top of the top gazelle right away that can run the fastest, right? You might go attack the slower one that's maybe injured or what I'm saying, right? It is what it is, right? You gotta know what your skill level is, right? Before you become the top hunter.
So what he's trying to say is just start little at a time.
Start little at a time.
Progress.
And then this will help you because you'll get some success, right? If you go and try to attack the freaking the top of the top target, you're gonna get most likely to get shot down, or you're most likely not gonna win, right? So attack some easier targets. And I hate to use targets or whatever, but we're talking about hunting here, right? I'm just using the analogy of hunting. So get some like you know that it's going to at least give you a good opportunity to win. This is going to build you some confidence. This is going to build you some of that experience. You know, even if that girl turns you down, most likely she's not going to turn you down as bad as well too, because she obviously knows her value is not that high as well too, right? Whereas a baddie who's like getting options from thousands and thousands of guys, especially hot dudes, they're going to be like, what the hell are you doing here? Get the hell out of my face, right? And they're going to embarrass you in public, right? Whereas maybe a girl who's lower value, she's like, oh no, I'm sorry, you're not my type, right? And you can say, okay, cool, no worries. Hey, if you ever want to do something, hit me up, right? It could be kind of less obviously negative, right? So yeah, but hey guys, great video. I think once again guys, it's a good tell that shows you guys that it has nothing to do with your ethnicity. We have to break this mindset of that it's because we're an Asian guy that women don't want to date us, white or otherwise. All right guys, thanks so much. Check you guys next time.
Bye.
Join us as we give you guys a glimpse into our lives, give you guys advice, hopefully give you guys entertainment value as well too, and provide you guys better outcomes.
Yes.